Say hello, Laraine.
Hello, Laraine.
Thanks, Gracie. Craziness.
Yep.
Been a crazy day. How are you all today?
Hello out there. This is Laraine Durham and Christopher Durham, and we're the Downsized coming to you live. Today is November 6th.
6th, correct.
Day after Election Day. We're hanging on. We're hanging on by a thread here.
We're fine.
Drink some water.
Drink some water, absolutely. Yeah, let's see here. So there's 23 people here already. Hello, everybody. Tell us where you're from if you're out there. If you have any questions, we're getting lots and lots of comments. We try to get to everybody, but if not, make sure you put a question in front of it so I see it and we actually answer your question.
All right. Yeah, we're coming to you from right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is now a red state. He's gonna kill me. No, we're not talking about it. We're talking about all things GLP-1 weight loss related. So I've lost over 50 pounds on compounded Tirzepatide. And Christopher Durham, my husband, has lost
81.6, I believe, as of today.
On
Tirzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro.
Yes, I have been all of my shots. I think I've taken 54 or 55 of them now. Have been probably more than that. Well, I skipped 2 because colonoscopy. I had a colonoscopy on Monday. We'll get to that in a minute.
So I'm ahead of you.
Yes, I took 2 weeks with no shot to get ready for my colonoscopy. Most people lose weight when they have a colonoscopy. I had a colonoscopy 5 years ago. I believe I lost 5 pounds. This year I had a colonoscopy, gained 1 pound. I don't know how that happened.
I think it's all water. You drink, yeah, they make you drink so much water and there's so much salt there. You'll be fine. Give it a day or 2.
I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping for another 5 pound loss, but I guess
you lost 5 pounds last time.
Yeah,
cut off a leg. What'd you do?
Mel, thank you, Mel, for the super chat. Without getting too deep, I'm disappointed. Me too, girl. Me too. So how
hold on, let me get to the right. My device is not devicing. One moment.
Are we?
No, we're still there. It's all good.
So anyway, thank you, Mel. Mel has been a great supporter for us. We really appreciate your support. We appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Oh, there we go, Mel. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mel. Self-care. We have to practice self-care. We have to We have to drink our water. We have to eat our protein. We have to take our weekly shot of our medication and continue on our life and our GLP-1 journey. That's all we can do is move forward.
Let's say before we get too far down the road, let me start with the standard medical caveat, which means we are not medical people. We are not doctors.
I'm not a
doctor. Any thoughts, advice, comments we have are based off of our experience, any research we've done, and conversations with a lot of folks out there like you. So we may occasionally say, please talk to your doctor, in which case, please talk to your doctor.
In which case, talk to your doctor.
Yeah, because we're not doctors.
Yeah.
It's important to take care of yourself. So we want to make sure everybody does. Also, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure that YouTube tells the world about what we're doing here and gets more GLP-1 people to join the community. So we appreciate
people are hunting for that GLP-1 information. They want to know what it is, how does it work, how long is it going to take for me to lose weight. I started at 193 pounds. Today I think I weighed 144 this morning. So 49 pounds down if you want to really be technical. But I'm 5'4 1/4. I'm a 55-year-old mother of 3 practically grown children. Well, one of them's definitely grown.
They're all voting age.
They're all voting age.
All drive, and one owns a house now. So
yep. Yeah. My oldest recently bought a townhouse. I wonder who he voted for. I
don't think he was going to vote.
I think he was going to he didn't want to side with either side of the family. So I think he was just going to set it out.
The video game didn't tell him, so he didn't know who to vote for.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, we're glad you're here. We
So let's see who's on here.
I don't know. Crump133 says, "Hi guys, happy Wednesday."
Thanks for being a member, Crump133.
Thank you. Black Squirrel says, "Hello." Black Squirrel. Yeah. Hello. Pam Gomez. Hey, Pam. Wow, I caught alive. Hi from Pam in California. Hey, Pam. Mounjaro Journey with Pam is the name of her channel. You guys should check it out. We also did an interview with Pam. Did that go live yet? Yeah, that went live.
Yeah.
That's hard for me.
Lots of people watched it. Too,
yeah.
So that's
oh,
good.
right. Yes. So thanks, Pam. If you guys want to check out her journey, she's lost over, is it 160 pounds, Pam?
I think so.
It was
that sounds right.
Really, really amazing weight loss on these GLP-1 medications. So if you'd like to, Mary Cooper says hello from Tennessee, the volunteer state. Yay, Tennessee.
Surely you have a Tennessee story there.
I used to live in Tennessee. I used to live in Rogersville, Tennessee, which is in the eastern
is the holler
corner, upper eastern portion of the state. It's 60 miles east of Knoxville. Yeah. So anyway,
not too far from Johnson City.
Johnson City was quite a far ways away, and it was indeed the big city. Anyway, Sean from Kansas City, I appreciate your videos and honesty. Well, thank you, Sean. Kansas City, we went to Kansas City once.
We did go. We ate
barbecue
at Arthur Bryant's.
Yep. And we also went to, there was like a water park there we went to.
We did. That's been many years ago.
Many
Great
years
America, or no, that's not right. I don't remember which water park it was.
I don't know. But yes, I'm always honest. Pam Gomez says, I completed 1 week of maintenance on 7.5. I've been doing good, staying at 152.6. Oh, that's great, Pam. Yeah, so a lot of people want to know what's going on with maintenance. Like, how do you do maintenance? And because nobody really knows, like, ask your doctor what they think. A lot of people go down in dose and try to find a dose they can maintain. Some people stretch their dose out maybe a week, maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. So when you get to maintenance, you just kind of have to play around with it and figure out what's best for you. I went all the way up to 12.5. I hit my goal weight, and then I started dropping down monthly in dosage, and now I'm at 7.5. Actually, today I took my shot, and I think I did around just 7 because that was what was left in the vial. And I didn't want to take a second shot or mix them together. So that's just what I did.
Let's see here. Sandra Green.
Officially hit the 50-pound mark today. 100 left to go. That's awesome, Sandra. Keep on going. Yay. That's a substantial amount of weight. That's 50 pounds is people. I hope people are noticing if you want them to notice. Sometimes people don't want to be noticed. I always want people to notice. Michael Clanton says, looking hard at microdosing for maintenance. Yeah, me too, Michael Clanton. My problem is I dipped down and did 5 milligrams about a month ago, 2 months ago, and I got really hungry. So, some people talk about microdosing where you're taking a dose below the starter dose of 2.5 milligrams. Again, I'm not a doctor. These are not doctor recommended ideas. These are just ideas I've heard around the internet.
Lots of people talk about it.
But yeah, so microdosing. So Susie, who we interviewed on the Downsized dish, she lost all of her weight. She lost 50 pounds only on 2.5. She stayed on 2.5 the whole time because she lost weight on 2.5.
She hasn't actually microdosed
the whole time. Well, now she's cutting back her dose to under 2.5.
How's she doing that with a pen?
I think she got some compounded.
So
yeah, if you're on compounded medication, you can
pull out what you need.
Pull out the dose you want to take out of the vial. If you're on the pen, here's a Mounjaro pen. The Zepbound pen looks just like this, but the pen, you just click and you don't really, you just take what
So, Michael, how
and
much
dose.
weight have you lost? Where are you, how close are you to maintenance? Give me a little more detail there. I see you all the time out and about. You and Mindy are always commenting and stuff. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I did this one, but I forgot to give Pam some confetti, so I'm going to go back and give Pam some confetti.
Yay, Pam. Yeah, microdosing. There's a what do you call her? Blogger, YouTuber, Dr. Tina talks a lot about microdosing. She has a lot of different ideas. A lot of people watch her, listen to her.
So, Michael, I'm sure you've seen it, but there's Eli Lilly had announced they've added to their Surmount trials, and there's a Surmount Maintain version of the trial that they're looking at 3 different approaches to maintenance. So hopefully in the next year or so, we'll get some readouts on it. They're looking at 3 groups. One gets the placebo. So you're going cold turkey and you don't know it. You don't want that one.
What if they take a shot, but it's a placebo?
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
It's a non-active ingredient.
I'd be so mad.
You wouldn't know.
I'd know.
One maintains the highest level dose they could, accept. So in your case, it would be 12.5 because that's where you got to. Mine, it would be 15 or whatever. And then one graduates down to 5.
Steps down and dose every month.
5 and then maintains at 5 is what they're doing. So we'll see what the results are.
So the study is studying going cold turkey.
Yep.
Staying at your top dose forever, or staying at 5 milligrams, going down to 5 milligrams and staying. And then I guess which one has the best results.
Right.
Well, let me guess, the placebo group is not going to have the best results, but that's just me.
I mean, they're doing research on it. I mean, right now we're all kind of doing research on ourselves. So.
Well, it's interesting because in these 2 weeks that I did not take my shot in preparation for the colonoscopy, 7 days, fine, just like normal. 10 days, I'm thinking about cookies maybe. 14 days, okay, now my colonoscopy is coming, and I can't, and I only ate chicken broth and apple juice the day before my colonoscopy. I'd been off the shot for 14 days, so I'm getting a little hungry, and now I can't eat anything. So my stomach's growling. I'm drinking chicken broth. I'm drinking apple juice. I'm drinking water. I have to drink that terrible laxative prep drink that they give you. And then I had the colonoscopy on Monday. So came home and kind of just slept the rest of the day Monday. And then Tuesday, I still wasn't feeling 100%. So I just kind of laid around on Tuesday and said, I don't want to take my shot today. Today, Wednesday, I got up. I went to my exercise class. I felt much better getting out and doing some physical activity. Came home at lunchtime, ate lunch, and took my shot. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I can stretch it out now that I kind of did that experiment. Crump 133 says I'm down 35 pounds since I started August 1st. I'm on 6 milligrams a week, titrating up slow. I'm 21.75% towards my goal weight, approximately.
21.75%.
Approximately 21.75%. I like that. I like the accuracy. I love.
There's probably a spreadsheet there somewhere. You love a spreadsheet.
I do love a spreadsheet. So 35 pounds since August 1st. So August, September, October, November. 3 months, 35 pounds. Excellent.
Yeah.
So good evening, Mary Beth Clark. The expected weight loss on these GLP-1 medications is less than 1 pound to 2 pounds a week, I guess. 1 to 2 pounds a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost 1.58 pounds per week on average in my first 27 weeks on the medication. We started last year, September 29th of 2023. And so now we've come around to a year and going to see what year 2 looks like. So Christopher's still thinking he wants to lose about 10, 15 pounds?
13.2
to be exact. I don't really, if you want to.
Well, I started at 286.5.
Yeah.
I would like to get at 203.6 or something.
Yeah.
0.2, I guess. And I want to get down. I want to be below 200, and I'm still carrying a good bit here in the
in the
center.
gut.
The clothes help a lot. There's still a good bit going on in the center.
Yeah. I mean, and how long have you've kind of been bobbling around that 80-pound mark for some time, some months, right?
Well, it's like I go flat and then I kind of drop a pound or because I've been, I don't know. I'm fine. It doesn't matter to me.
All
I
right.
don't even approach it as a stall. I approach it as maintenance with the hopes of 13 more.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's not because I feel good. But I really just mentally, physically want to be below 200. So 190 is the goal, and I'll get there. If my
yeah,
wife doesn't, do colonoscopies and ask for cookies and ice cream, that'd be helpful. But
it did want cookies and ice cream because you know how when you don't feel good, and through my whole life, I don't feel good. What do I want? I want comfort food. I want ice cream. I want, food. I feel bad. I want food. I feel good. I want food. I'm happy. Let's eat. I feel sad. Let's eat.
anyway, so she sent me to the store to get cookies and ice cream. But the fun part was I got to buy chocolate chip cookies with pecans in them, and my children are violently opposed to nuts.
One child
And
is
they're
allergic
not.
to nuts.
Well, yeah, one child is allergic, so
It's not her fault. She's
so
buying
they're
it
not
for
here,
her.
so I could buy
Right.
cookies with nuts. That was pretty exciting. We already
Yeah.
did that. There we
Yeah.
go.
Evening all at Crump. I'm in Orlando. Hello, dear Christopher and Laraine. Hello, health at any cost, better also known as Barb.
Barb.
Hey, Barb, how is it going? Barb's launching a campaign to appeal to her insurance company to try to get her medication covered.
And Barb has a new YouTube channel, so go
Yep.
check it out.
She also has a blog.
Yeah.
Excellent. Barb has lost. You can tell
You
me,
don't
Barb.
ever get her.
I don't
Right.
ever.
It's always me.
Over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Barb has lost over 200 pounds. And I think she's at 220 or 240 pounds down at this point now.
She will tell you if you wait.
I mean, it's really amazing. Black Squirrel is in Michigan.
So my mother's side of the family all was from Michigan, actually Muskegon, Michigan. My mom was born in Chicago, so I have been up and around those parts of the woods. And then her father was from Canton, Ohio. So lots of folks from up in that general area.
I don't think I've ever been to Michigan.
My grandmother would fly University of Michigan. She was a huge Clemson football fan, but if there was a Michigan game, she had her Michigan flag out, the little rose on it.
Michigan has an excellent musical theater school.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know. Anita Smith says on Mounjaro 7.5, I'm down 40 since June 2nd. I have trouble getting fiber. Yay. I like fiber gummies. I have a sugar-free fiber gummy that I like. I try to take 2 of those every day, and it's kind of like you get to have like a little kind of treat, but it's just a sugar-free gummy. If you want to see the ones that I like, we have a website called thedownsized.org. We've got some links to some products that I like. Amazon links for Amazon affiliates, so we do make a small commission. You can check them out at thedownsized.org. And fiber gummies are there. Protein drinks that I like are there. A whole bunch of products that I've used. I love a protein bar. I love a protein Pop-Tart. I am a junk food junkie, reformed junk food junkie. So I'd like all those protein things.
Oh,
and fiber. Also, Mago 7 is a good constipation relief if you need it. Some people take Mago 7 like daily. I only take it when I get backed up or have a problem and I need to. Yeah, I probably will not poop again for a week now.
There was nothing in there, so.
Pam Gomez says, I'm feeling good about making this weight, my maintenance weight goal, since I'm feeling great at the size. My jeans are size 9, but are loose, so I might even be a size 7, and I wear a size small. Excellent, Pam. Those sound like junior sizes, so junior sizes are cut even smaller. P.S.
Adriana Schaffner, I
just started Mounjaro 2.5 on Mounjaro 2.5 on October 12th. I've lost 8 pounds and my fasting blood sugar went from 140, 150s to 105. I think that is a good thing. We're not type 2 diabetics, but yeah, that's awesome. Mounjaro was originally created for type 2 diabetics, and then doctors started prescribing it for weight loss. And then the manufacturer, Eli Lilly, said, hey, let's make this drug called Zepbound, and we'll market it just for weight loss. And then type 2 diabetics can have Mounjaro all to themselves. And that's kind of where we are now.
Dave Mahaney, I'm worried that when I get to the 15 dose that the food noise will come back when I'm maxed out. Wondering how you're dealing with that, Christopher. So I am on, I have to go look at my thing, about 15 or I'm on 15 milligrams. And I've been going back and forth between Zepbound and compounded Tirzepatide.
How long have you been on 15?
That's what I was trying to, 14 or 15 weeks now, maybe.
Yeah. Do you
maybe
hear
16.
food noise come back?
No. I mean, I don't. I mean, my doctor has told me that the 15 milligrams, you ought to be good. It ought to stay at for a couple of years. Yeah. You should be fine. Now, am I as satiated and is the food noise as completely gone as it was at 5 or 7.5? No, it's not. So early on, I would have to force myself to eat.
Yeah.
I didn't think about food at all. Now
we know the food is there.
The food is there, but it doesn't overwhelm me. It's not a problem. I don't have any issues with it. And I don't know whether it's the medication's not as effective or I only have 13 pounds to lose, but my body just has slowed down. My weight loss was pretty fast to begin with before I lost the 80 pounds. And now it's very slow. And I'm not quite, I mean, I'm probably eating a bit more. Well, I don't know if I'm eating more calories, but my calorie deficit is different, we'll say.
Calorie deficit is different. What do you mean by that?
Well, I could eat a lot more calories when I was fat.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the more you weigh, the more calories you can eat and maintain your weight.
So I've had to adjust that. So part of that's kind of learning how many calories I should be eating.
Right.
Which is why I'm not in a huge rush, because I'm kind of like, well, do I want to? I don't know.
Are you tracking your calories?
I always know how much I'm eating. Do I keep a spreadsheet? No, because I'm not crazy.
All right. All righty then. How many calories are in an apple, Christopher?
I know how many calories I'm eating, my love, and I don't eat apples, so it's all good.
So I think at some point your body, when you get to the top dose, it does stop working. But I think from what my doctor has told me, you can be on the top dose for 2 years and it should still keep working. You do want to move up through the doses at your own pace. So if you're losing on the dose, ask your doctor if it's okay to stay on that dose. You don't necessarily have to go to the next higher dose until your weight loss slows down or stops.
How much weight have you lost, Dave? I'm curious. Jackie.com.
I also had colonoscopy in September after starting the end of July, and also had to stop for a couple weeks. Didn't lose that week, but now I'm down 27 pounds. All right, so that's good. End of July to now. That's excellent. And I see some people out there when I was started talking about my colonoscopy, and I was all stressed out about it. People saying, "Oh, maybe I'll just skip my colonoscopy. I just started on this medication, and I don't want to stop." Don't do that. Like, please have your tests done, get your mammograms, get your colonoscopy. It's important. You need to take care of yourself. My grandmother died of colon cancer. Mm-hmm. I just had a friend recently die of breast cancer, and it's just terrible. It's terrible. So, self-care. We have to focus on self-care right now more than ever.
Yep.
Thin from Within. Is that 66?
Yep, she's a member as well.
Hello in Florida.
Thank you, Finn, from Within 66.
Sorry. Jazzy says, hello, everyone. Hey, Jazzy. What's up?
Let's see. Mary Cooper's in Big Sandy.
Where's Big Sandy?
I don't know.
What's Big Sandy? I am in Big Sandy. Is that that sounds like maybe something that's in like Montana or one of those Wyoming or something like that. I don't know. Tell us, Mary. We don't know about them Midwestern states. Crump133 says, health at any cost, a local Florida resident. Hope you fared well from Milton. Yeah, I think Barb was fine in that she was on the Orlando side. Crazy Cat Lady in LA. Sup, Downsized fam. Hi from sunny California. Crazy Cat Lady. I don't know where JoJo is. She's outside and it's nighttime, and this is really getting out of hand.
Yeah. I think she might have a significant other kitty. I don't know.
JoJo's been
Maybe she's going
waking.
to a rave.
She's been waking us up. I'm a very hard sleeper, so she comes and pokes me, and I don't move, or if I do wake up, I don't acknowledge her. But then she'll go over to Christopher and palm in the face, and then last night, like, she walked right up on your chest and like plopped down.
She did. She was 1,000 degrees. I finally had to push her off because I was getting too hot.
I woke up at 3:00 in the morning and looked at my phone, and I shouldn't have. And then the cat. So I don't know. I've not slept well.
Let's see, 102 viewers. Hello, everyone. My name
Please
is Christopher
click like.
Durham. This is Laraine Durham.
I'm Laraine
like.
Like and subscribe.
Let's see. Why don't we do this?
Oh man, we need to burn that picture. It's so bad. So this was on the front porch of our house at the peak of COVID in 2020. We had somebody came around doing front porch pictures to raise money for, I don't know, something. So we did that. And yeah, I guess I weighed here well over 200 pounds, probably like 210, 215. Here's Christopher at one of his top weights there.
Yeah.
About 280, 290.
Yeah, probably 290 if I had to guess.
Yeah. And then here's me before we're moving my daughter into App State. And then here's me back a few months ago when I was on my way to work out. I said, Christopher, take my picture. I look skinny today. So, yeah. So we've definitely, I've been overweight practically my whole life. So if you've got a weight-related trauma, tell me about it, because I've probably been through the same thing. Mom of 7, oh hey there. Hello from the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope your daughter is feeling better. I know there's not a lot they can do for her. And I know it's really hard when, you're not at home and you're in not a bad situation, but a difficult situation, a stressful situation. Because what do we usually do in those stressful situations? We turn to food. That's part of this whole disease of obesity that we have. So sometimes you just, you just have to get through the moment, however you can get through the moment.
Yeah.
If you can delay reaching for that cookie or delay going to the vending machine, you do the best you can. Katie says hello from New Jersey. Hello. Lisa, hello from Iowa, on vacation this week. All right. Iowa. We went to Des Moines once.
Well, we lived in Omaha too, so we were right across the river.
We were right across.
From Council Bluffs.
Council Bluffs. I thought that was a funny name for a city, Council Bluffs.
I don't know. You drive over there and there's big bluffs. So
Kathy says, hi, just wondering if you had your colonoscopy. I had it on Monday. Had mine today. Oh, so glad it's over. Are you still a little groggy? I was a little groggy. I had mine on Monday. I was supposed to go in at noon, and they called at 8:00 and said, oh, the doctor's had a cancellation. Can you come in at 10:30? I said, I don't know if everything's going to be, out by then. But I went in early because getting it over early was fine. It wasn't a bad experience.
No, the doctor was fine. I mean, I didn't even see the doctor. He called at the end. And
yeah, I have I guess a spot that he found that he couldn't. It wasn't a polyp, so he couldn't remove it, but he biopsied it, and I have to wait.
And he didn't think it was cancerous.
He didn't think it was cancerous, but he said I might have to go have a colonoscopy at the hospital, I guess, where they have like maybe something they can laser that off if they need to. Y'all, adulting, it's hard this week. SA, thankful for GLP-1 today. Didn't eat to stuff my feelings, meditated instead. Yeah, I asked my daughter if she had tried meditating, and she laughed at me and told me I was dumb. But good for you for meditating. Pam Gomez says, funny thing, I'm actually at the Children's Hospital with my grandson today, and this is where my weight loss journey started when his doctor told me I should go for a walk too. My grandson encouraged me. Yeah, so we did an interview with Pam, and she had been with her grandson in the hospital, and the doctor told the grandson to go for a walk and then looked at her and said, you could use a walk too. And she said, how dare he speak to me in that way? And then she said, oh, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk. So she started walking, and now she's down 160 pounds. Due to that motivation, her grandson also motivated her, and with the help of some GLP-1s. So
there you go. Michael Clanton answered my questions. Let's see. He's lost 55 pounds, 210 now, 185 to 200 max goal.
sounds like Christopher's goal.
Yeah, you and I are in a very similar place, I would say. Let's give you some of that.
Thank you. Yay.
Michael, it also sounds like we need to get you on Downsized Dish. Come and I don't get enough men.
We haven't. That sounded funny.
Okay. Yeah.
We haven't ever talked to Michael Clanton. There's a couple of Michaels.
Michael Dietz and Michael Clanton are both.
But yes, if you'd like to be on the Downsized Dish, send me an email. I have a new email address. It is Laraine at thedownsized.org. You have to spell my name right. You want to pop it up on screen?
Oh, yeah.
It's LARAINE at thedownsized.org. So, yeah. We love to talk to people, and I just did an interview today with a friend of mine who is thinking about going on a GLP-1, and she kind of wanted to ask me some questions. So I said, let's do an interview about it. So we did. So you should see that coming up soon. Yeah,
exciting.
Scrolling through the comments.
Yeah, there's all. Make sure you put question if you've got an actual question, or if it's weight loss. That's all good too.
Yeah. So, Wonky Donkey 555. Always look forward to your content. Thank you both for all of your research reports and interviews. Well, you're welcome. So, we've learned a lot about GLP-1s in the past year. I thought, I'll try it. I've tried every diet. I've tried an injection before. I tried Saxenda about 5 years ago, and it didn't really do much for me. I don't know if I just didn't stay with it long enough. Could be. I thought, why not? I'll inject my stomach. Sure, why not? Mary Beth Clark says I'm down 13 pounds. Started compound last week of August. All right, excellent. So, this isn't really a fast weight loss process.
I think it's fast, personally. I think we need to reframe that.
Well, it depends. When you've grown up crash dieting like I have, cabbage soup diet, anyone? I lost 10 pounds in a week. That's fast. That's like,
and you gained that 10 pounds back how fast?
Oh, I don't know. The next week or two. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like colonoscopy weight. It comes right back. It's 1 to 2 pounds a week. It's not, it's just, but it's consistent. So if you do all the things, if you drink your water and eat at least 60 grams of protein, talk to your doctor for what's right for you. I eat 60 to 80 grams of protein. Get some movement in, get a little exercise in, go for a walk. You know what I mean? Like, do all the things. You will consistently lose weight with these GLP-1s. Deborah B says, did you take advantage of not having medication in your system to snack more? Yes, I guess. Like today, it was 3:00, my normal snack time. I haven't had a 3:00 snack in many a months, but I thought, 3:00, it's snack time. What's for snack? And I had some Greek yogurt, so I got a Greek yogurt out of the fridge. I usually don't snack during the day just because I don't really think about it, or I'm busy. I don't really have an urge to eat, but I do have some things on hand. Lady Alex says, greetings, Lady Alex. Jackie says, I received my first med delivery from Mochi today. Excellent. Did you get the blue thermos? I'll be taking my first shot on Friday afternoon. That's a great day to take your shot. So you want to pick a day of the week where, well, Christopher and I always do Friday because usually we'll go out to eat maybe once or twice on the weekend. So it gives us the most appetite control, the first few days after the shot. And also if it makes us tired or
there's any side effects,
we have Saturday to kind of chill out.
Yeah.
So that's really good, especially when you're first starting. Jackie, tell me how long it took from when you first contacted Moshi to when you received your medication. It's taking a little bit longer than usual. I've noticed personally.
Yeah, I think a lot more people are trying to get it.
Yeah. Brandy's Random Adventures. Evening, finally got my semaglutide from Mochi this week. It's red, includes B12. Huh. Just got back from kickboxing class. Got to burn that fat off. All right. Yeah. Do you have boxing gloves? I used to do a workout called 9 Round, and I got pink boxing gloves, and I would do the things, and then I would come home and box the family, and they didn't like that. So I had to stop. Those roundhouse kicks.
We would be like walking down the sidewalk and she's kicking my 8-year-old. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, just kind of pretend, but
no, it wasn't pretend.
Anyway, yes, kickboxing. So I didn't know that Mochi included a red, something red in their semaglutide. So
I think it depends on which compounding pharmacy you're getting it from too.
Yep. Lady Alex says, Nurse Alex here, maintaining my 50-pound loss on a semaglutide tapering schedule. Do tell, Lady Alex, how long have you been maintaining and what is your schedule? Are you just going down in dose or are you making your doses further apart or perhaps both?
Brandy, I meant to say thank you for being a member.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Brandy. Brandy, she's a fine girl. What a good wife she would be. Okay, never mind. So thank you to our Club Downsized members. Our content is always free. If you would like to support us, we have Club Downsized. We're
it's a YouTube membership. So YouTube memberships run $2.99 and up, and you get a variety of cool things, emojis, all that stuff. I think next week we're actually going to start a members only live stream just for you guys. We've just been putting it off. Yeah. But it's coming, have no fear. And then who knows what else we'll be doing.
If you want to know all the details, you can click that join. I think there's a join button. I don't know if the join button's on the live.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, you can check it out. And thanks guys for supporting us. We would like to be full-time YouTubers. I feel like I'm a full-time YouTuber anyway. Lady Alex says, I like the fiber gummies too. Yeah, I like them. I haven't taken any this week. I guess I should start that back. LC at Brooklyn. Does anyone experience teeth sensitivity? I have. That's a new one on me.
So I have, not from temperature, but from sugar I have, oddly. So sometimes things that I have eaten for years and years and years, like the creamer that I use in my coffee, has been too sweet to me and cloyingly. It makes my teeth hurt a little bit. Yeah, that's one of the, like, my mouth will pucker and my teeth will hurt a little bit.
Huh. Interesting. Teeth sensitivity. I have not heard of that until Christopher just said that. Yeah, maybe that's him. So yeah, maybe I would. If it gets bad, ask your doctor. Lady Alex says, I eat green veggies that are filling when I am hungry. Excellent. Yeah, I'm always looking for ways to get more veggies into my day. So whether it's, spinach or mushrooms or carrots, or what do we have for dinner tonight? Christopher made
some pasta.
He was craving pasta.
I was. Small amount with some bunch of mushrooms and veggies, tomato, and chicken sausage. Let's see here. Dave Mahaney just became a member. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.
You get the dancing girl.
Dancing girl. Yeah. So we don't eliminate any foods from our diet. We didn't throughout our whole weight loss process. We didn't follow any special diet. We didn't. Because we just really felt we were eating such small portions and so few times a day. I mean, I still eat 3 meals a day, but, our portions were just so small that, I think back to Weight Watchers where they say you have to track every bite, every taste. Well, you're shoving your food in your face constantly all day long. That was a lot to track. But when you only eat 3 times a day, it's not that hard to keep up with. And that was kind of like a aha moment for me. Like I never would have got there without the GLP-1. So thank you, Tirzepatide. Michael Clanton says, to get rid of dose spike, I would take 14.3 units every Huh? What does this mean?
Every 2 days of water dose I'm on.
I'm on and dose down from my current 10. I don't know what that is. I can't read that.
Yeah, it sounds like he's
What-
splitting his
what's
dose
he
in
doing?
half, I think. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, we're not doctors. I've heard people anecdotally. Did I say it right that time?
No, it's anecdotally, not anecdotally. Antidote would be if you get bit by a.
I mean, the
by a
antidote.
snake
I
or
got
something.
bit by a snake. Anyway, I've heard people doing this, so they'll take their. If you're on the compounding version, you can do this because you're pulling your dose out of your vial. So they'll take half their dose on Monday, half their dose on Wednesday. That way, you keep the effects.
And we've got a
I don't
guy
know.
that's going to come on. I think we mentioned it last week. That's got a whole app he's developed that is pretty cool, and an AI to help you figure out where your dosing would be and project out how the dosing will impact your weight loss. We'll have to get it scheduled here in the next week
I
or
mean, I like this. I like science. Science is cool. Science gave us, these medicines, but also you have to look at how you're feeling, like how hungry, like rate your hunger, like how is it working for you? Because this medicine doesn't work the same in every person. Some people have no side effects. Most people, from what the Surmount study said, have no side effects. Some people have constipation. Some people have fatigue. Some people have hair loss.
Diarrhea.
Hair loss. No, just kidding.
No.
No.
I don't know that I've lost any more than I would have.
No, I don't think so. So I forget where I was going with this.
There's no telling. It's always exciting.
Some people have side effects. Some people don't. I can't remember before that. I
Hard
could
to
not
say.
believe my size 10s are now too big. I was a size 16. Yeah, I mean, and pretty soon those 10s are going to be too big too. So I went from a size 12, 14 to a size 4, 6. So when all of my 12s got too big, I had a few 10s, not that many. And then all of a sudden my 10s were huge. And I went to buy clothes and 8s were too big. Some 6s were too big. I'm like, what is happening? These jeans I have on today, I think are Banana Republic size 4s. And we bought them. And I remember trying them on in the fitting room. And I came out. I said, Christopher, look, I have on size 4s. He goes, you sure they're marked right? They are on the clearance rack. Maybe they're cut wrong. I'm like,
All right. We have 121 people on right now. Hello to everyone. Christopher and Laraine, Durham with Downsized. If you're just joining us, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That we just got 47 likes. So happy to see you all.
I need to go to Goodwill and do another jeans search.
Yeah, that last we did a jeans one, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, or whatever, and the jeans were like $5 or $10 a piece. I got some J. Crew ones,
They're like $6 or $7.
and now they're too big for me, so I need to.
Yeah, so you have to be in the right. I have to be in the right frame of mind to go through every piece and look. I'm looking for brands that I like or styles that I like, and then I have to look at the size because they're not grouped by size or anything. They're just thrown on the racks. So you really have to be in that digging mood. But I have found some really great things. Luckily, I found a pair of Lucky jeans that I really like. I found a pair of AG jeans that I really like. So, here's Shorty. Hey, Shorty.
Shorty, thanks for being a member,
Thanks
girl.
for being a member, Shorty. Shorty says, "Hey, everyone," and Shorty is actually short. we found that out.
4'10",
10 maybe.
Am I remembering that correctly?
Health and Eddie Cost says that Dave, I've been on 15 milligrams Mounjaro for 10 plus months now. It works great today as a first injection. Yeah, that's good to know. That's good to know, Barb. Thanks for that. For that fact. Yeah. So Lady Alex says that Pam is a mystery to me too. I hope I can do well as I do not want to remain on it forever. Okay, this is where I take a deep breath and say, and what's wrong with being on it forever? Because if I go,
it's very expensive right now.
It's very expensive. If if I were to go off of it, I mean, I was off of it for 2 weeks and I wanted cookies and ice cream. Like, also didn't feel good. But I mean, I think if I were to go off completely, I mean, I know how to eat. I've always known, what 3 ounces of chicken look like, but 3 ounces of chicken never did anything for me. Like, I always wanted to eat more. My brain always was thinking about what's the next food I'm going to eat. So I think if I stop this medication, that food noise comes back, that drive to eat comes back, and the weight comes back. I mean, if it's some people say, well, I want to train myself. I want to retrain my brain. And I'm like,
there's a lot of different reasons people are obese. It's possible
yeah,
that some people can.
If you were a skinny person that got fat, maybe you don't have the food noise, but I'm a fat person who's always been fat. So I've always heard the food calling to me. So I don't think I don't think the food's going to stop calling to me as long as I'm taking this medication.
Yeah. So. I mean, what I'm excited by right now is if you've watched all the stories over the last few weeks about new medications in development, and most of them are really not going to appear till 2026, 2027, but there's 4, 5, 6 different pill variations. There's some amylin agonists. There's a bunch of things coming down the pike that 2 years from now that the situation will look completely different. When you get to a place where there are a lot of options and they all have different efficacies and they work differently in your body, they'll be able to tailor the treatments for the individual, not just pick of the 2 people, Nova's version or Eli Lilly's version. And the pills should be significantly cheaper to produce. I really do believe that if I can get through the next year and a half with the shots and in maintenance and holding on, that there will be a pill that comes along that it won't be any different than taking it like my blood pressure medicine was. And there will be so much competition that it'll get it to a reasonable price. Now, maybe that's wishful thinking and I'm crazy. I don't know, but I believe it's coming. Might be a couple years, but
supply and demand, right? So if there's more supply than demand, then the price goes down. So if different manufacturers are working on different versions of these drugs, maybe better versions, who knows? Everybody's running at lightning speed trying to develop this because it's billions of dollars. Eli Lilly is making billions and billions of dollars. I watched I watched 60 Minutes and they did a story on Novo Nordisk that are based in Denmark, right? Denmark. Talking about how, it's not really appropriate to drive a flashy car in Denmark or to show your wealth or to, they're more conservative, but these people have a foundation. Novo Nordisk has a foundation bigger than the Gates Foundation.
Huge.
From the profits that they've made off of Ozempic, Wegovy, and other Novo Nordisk medications. So, I mean, it's just huge.
Let's see. Sean Akridge says 15 milligrams has stopped working for him after 6 months.
I have to.
There must be more to that further down. I'm sorry
now,
to hear
when
that,
you say
Sean.
Stopped working, what does that mean? Does that mean you gained weight back? So give us more details.
Tell us more of that story.
I want to know more, Sean.
The Lady Alex gives a little more. I decided that when I go off semaglutide, I will maintain my low-cal diet, but allow myself 1 day a week to eat anything
Cheat day.
I want.
I've done that one.
This way, I will not feel deprived and gain it back. And Lady Alex, we all have to figure this out. So take a swing at it and see how it is. The great thing is you now have options. So if you needed to go back to semaglutide, Tirzepatide, or whatever, you could. So take a swing at it.
So when I was a teenager in the 80s, my mom started working out at the gym, bodybuilding. And this guy at the gym decided he was going to train her. So my mom got a lot of muscle definition, and the guy who was training her and his wife were professional bodybuilders. Like they, did.
And her mom is a tiny little woman.
Competitions.
I didn't know her at the time. For
Yeah.
this, but
So they would do fitness competitions. And what they would do is they would one day a month, they would have cheat day. And what was that wife's name? I forget her
doesn't
name.
matter. No, they don't know her.
Well, she would make all these desserts. Like she would bake all these things and save them for that one. They did it on a Sunday, that one day a month. And they just went crazy and they would eat like all the things. And these people were like giants. Like they were both over 6 feet tall, and both very muscular. They came to Thanksgiving at our house one year, and I was amazed at the amount of food that those two could eat. And I could eat a lot of food, and people in my family could eat a lot of food, but not like this. Wow. We had no turkey leftovers.
So Alex is in Albuquerque.
Snowy Albuquerque. But anyway, one day cheat day. Jasmine says, do you feel like the weight loss made you look more youthful? I don't know. I know people are complaining of Ozempic face. Like, I feel like my face got thinner. I feel like some wrinkles maybe are more noticeable. I mean, my neck is definitely different.
And Ozempic face is a function of rapid weight loss. So your body will eventually even back out, and you'll get it because you need a little bit of fat in there, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some pictures I look back and I'm like, it got kind of sunken in for a little while, and
those cruise pictures.
There's a few that my neck kind of looks weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's really important to have a good, he's going to laugh, a good skincare routine. So I've always taken care of my skin since I was a teenager. I had terrible acne as a teenager.
I think that's great. That has no impact on Ozempic face.
Well, I think
because it's all muscle.
I think,
not...
well, I mean, there's your face can get sunken in or whatever, but you can also, your complexion can get dull and stuff. So you need to exfoliate. You need to wash your face every night and take your makeup off. And
I take mine off every day.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would still have my Kiss makeup on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to rock and roll all night. Yeah, Gene Simmons over here. Yep, no, but I use Rodan and Fields. I sell Rodan and Fields. If you're interested in that, you can send me an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org, and I'll tell you all about it. He gets annoyed with it. I've used it really since 2015. It's a pretty long time. I like it. It used to be a MLM thing. Now I'm just, an affiliate. I'm just an affiliate. Now I really like some of the products. I use some Estee Lauder products too. So if you really want to know,
she tells you where Big Sandy is. It was not in Montana,
where's Big Sandy?
Colorado.
Between Nashville and Memphis. How did I not know that?
That's a big state. You didn't live anywhere near there.
I did not. That was the other end of the state. All right. Well, now I know where Big Sandy is. Thanks, Mary Cooper. Elizabeth. Do you ever find that you get hungrier after exercise on the GLP-1? I do not. This week I was so hungry after harder exercise. Well, then you need to eat. So, so I've worked out in the morning now for about, 10 years. So, and I was always like, do I need to eat before? Do I need to eat after? Do I need to eat carbs before and a protein after? What? I never knew what the right thing to do was. So I found that on GLP-1s, what I do now is I usually have about a third of a Premier protein shake in my coffee. So it's about 10 grams of protein. If I'm hungry in the morning, I really have to check in with myself and say, am I hungry? If I'm hungry, I'll eat something else for breakfast. I'll have some eggs or a Greek yogurt, or I was really into Special K, the pumpkin spice one with almond milk for a while. I have protein Pop-Tarts. I got a protein pancake mix that I tried.
And sometimes your body needs something to digest, and protein shakes are not it. That just goes right through you. You need to digest things.
Yeah. So real food is always better. Sometimes you just don't have time for real food. But anyway, so I've been doing that before my workout, and then I'll come home. I don't really find that I'm hungry when I come home. Sometimes I'll come home and eat a banana just because I feel like I need to be those electrolytes or those carbs maybe needed a little replenishment. I don't know. You just have to check. You just have to see what works best for you. But I don't find that I'm hungry after exercising. I am not.
Let's see. Thin from Within 66 says I had called my doctor to see about the schedule of my colonoscopy. My insurance stated I need it. So when I called, the lady said she didn't think I would be needing one now because I should only need it every 10 years. Well, you checked. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's if you don't have a history of those things, and we're not doctors, it's the standard is 10 years. Laraine has cancer in her colon cancer specifically from her grandmother.
So I had my first colonoscopy at age 50, and they found some polyps, which they took out, and everything was fine. So now 5 years later, the doctor said come back in 5 years. So now 5 years, and the first one I didn't have to pay for it. Like my insurance completely covered it because it was preventative.
And they still will every 10 years.
Well, now it's diagnostic since they took polyps out.
Now they still will every 10 years.
Well, this one I had to pay for a little bit. So I wasn't very happy about that, but what are you going to do? You have to do it. Kathy Todd, favorite proteins. I like all the proteins. I do not like liver.
Salmon, steak. We eat all the meats.
We ate chicken sausage tonight.
I add beans as much as we can in.
Yeah.
To the diet.
What did we have
I
for
don't
dinner
do
last
protein
night?
powders or any of those things.
What did we have for dinner last night?
We had chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos. Yeah, we do a lot of salmon in the air fryer. Christopher made a lovely cod that was with some coconut rice.
Yeah.
He's a great
miso
cook.
cod with coconut rice.
Miso cod. Yeah, we do a lot of chicken. We do a pork occasionally. I'm not a big fan of pork. It's okay.
Yeah.
Steak. I mean, I think ground beef is a great source of protein. It's bad for the planet and bad for a lot of things, but it's a great source of protein.
Dr. Michael Henry is in Battle Creek, Michigan, home of Kellogg's.
Battle Creek.
Hello, Dr. Michael Henry.
Are you actually a doctor? What are you a doctor of? Let us know.
Well, it says doctor.
What? Yeah, we want to know. Can we ask you medical questions? Can you see? I'm on Wegovy, down 20 pounds in 2 months on 0.25 milligrams. Yay! I started the next dosage, 0.5, but I am feeling hungrier this week, ?
Yeah, you might be.
Well, maybe you need to eat more protein. So I think really if you're hungry, if you're not losing like you want to be losing, look at what you're eating. Look at how many grams of protein that you're eating. Are you drinking all your water? Are you getting a little exercise in? And maybe you're hungrier because you are doing a little bit more exercise and your body is telling you it needs a little bit more fuel. So I want to be able to listen to my body and eat accordingly. I've never been able to do that before. So
well, you were. It's just your body
just saying eat all the time. Yeah.
Lady Alex says, anyone else here a vegetarian? I know there are people in the community floating around out there are vegetarians. I don't know that I can tell you anything you don't already know. Tofu.
It's hard to get the protein
there's lots
in.
Of beans.
There's a lot of veg. My sister is actually a vegetarian. She just doesn't really like meat. And maybe she's
a French fryitarian.
She's a French fryitarian, grilled cheesetarian. No, sorry. If you're watching this, she's not watching this. But yeah, and it's funny because my sister and I grew up, we're a year apart, and she was the skinny one and I was the chunky one. Raised the same, fed the same. She doesn't really get why people are on GLP-1s. She, is a big exerciser. Like she was on a triathlon team. She does the P90X workouts. Like she works out hard. So she's like, why can't everybody else just work out hard? Marcy Fort says, hi guys from Kansas City. Hit my 30-pound down goal. 100 more to go. Thanks to Zepbound. Good job, Marcy. Keep it up. That's great. Yeah. Black Squirrel in Michigan, but spent a lot of time in Johnson City, Tennessee. Yep, the Tri-Cities. What was it? Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson City. So, yeah. Fagi Steinberg. Hi. So, what is the maintenance plan after losing the weight? It's a great question. I do not know.
Well, but let's go back a little bit. So the general belief, and I've read a lot, not a doctor, is that maintenance will be unique to each patient and that many people will need to maintain some level of this medication for as long as they want to keep the weight off. Uh, as I mentioned earlier, and you may have heard it, Eli Lilly is doing research right now with their Surmount trials called Surmount Maintain, where they're doing 3 different sets of research on to figure out what is the best plan for it. So essentially, they're testing a placebo that has no medication in it, a 5 milligram maintenance dose, and the highest that you could make
And a high dose.
the highest dose that you achieve. So if you were at 12.5, then you'd stay on 12.5. So we'll see how that goes. Depending on how you gained weight, your personal history, your comorbidities, there's a lot of things floating around out there. The way you then maintain will be different. Fill in, please. A lot of people will dose down. So if you made it to 15, maybe you'll go down in dose over a period of time until you hit a dose where the food noise, the satiety starts going away, and then you find that kind of sweet spot that you maintain at. Yeah. Some people will also extend it out and say, okay, well, if I can maintain here, I do 10 days or 2 weeks, or we talked to a lady who did it once a month.
Yeah, that'd be great if I could do once
but
a month.
I think it's then kind of working with your body and your physician to develop a plan, because honestly, there is not enough research out there to say this is the right answer for everybody at this point.
And a lot of doctors, I've heard a lot of people, their doctors have told them, oh, well, we want to get you off this medication when you hit your goal weight. For me personally, I don't think that's going to work for me. So I lost weight. I got all the way up to 12.5. I hit my goal weight, and then I moved down to 10. And then I did a month on 10, and then I did a month on 7.5. And then I dropped down to 5, and I got really hungry on 5 and really wanted to eat all the time. So I said, let me go back to 7.5. So I do a 7.5 every week. I want to try to space it out a little bit. Like maybe I could do every 10 days. I just had a colonoscopy, so I went without a shot for 17 days. Got really hungry toward the end of that. So I'm thinking, let me try. I'll go back to my weekly, especially now that, Thanksgiving's coming up. I don't want to be out of control when Thanksgiving gets here, but I'll probably do every 7 days. And then maybe after New Year's, maybe space it out, or I don't know. I don't know. We're just kind of figuring this out as we go along. Marcy said, did it feel great to be cleaned out for a day or two? I have pretty much lived most of my life constipated. So I didn't mind everything coming out, but then I don't know, like I felt like, they just kind of, I didn't feel it during, but afterwards, I just kind of felt like, like it, I don't know. It did not feel great, but I'm glad I did it and got it done. Yvette says, hello from Florida. Thanks for sharing your journeys and keeping us up to date on all things GLP-1. Started Tirzepatide August 27th. Currently staying on 5 milligrams, 20 pounds down. So that's great. So some people just stay on the dose. They keep losing, of course, check with your doctor. We're not doctors, but yeah, if you're staying on a dose and you're losing, you don't necessarily need to move up. Leslie says, I decided to stay on the 0.25 Wegovy for my duration of 30-pound weight loss journey. I'm down to my last 12 pounds and I'm determined to lose it without moving up. Leslie, that's great. Congratulations on your weight loss. That's great. But don't be like, if you need to move up, move up. Like there's no great moral victory in saying, oh, I lost all my weight on whatever dose. Because it doesn't,
you don't get
it
a
doesn't
prize.
matter.
No, nobody cares but you.
It doesn't matter. Like if it's going to help you to move up in the dose, move up in the dose. Like,
the key here is this is the medical treatment of the disease of obesity. It's not a diet. So allow the doctors and the medication to do their work without giving yourself a hard time, because you don't need to.
Well, and I mean, I can understand, like,
I get it. I do.
People put these, limitations on themselves. Like, I want to do it on my own, or I want to do it in this amount of time, or I want to. And this isn't like any other thing you've ever done in your life. This medication is not like any other diet. It's not like any other thing I've ever tried. So it's just kind of like a whole different way to think about it. Makes you think about things differently, because now the peptide that we were missing in our brain and our gut, this medication fills in. So now our gut can talk to our brain and say, hey, I'm full, or hey, stop eating, or hey, walk away. And that never happened before. So.
All right, let's see.
What were you trying to Google there?
I was looking up work.
Yes, doing all the things, walking and strength training on 2.5, just started 5 milligrams. So yeah, that's great. Lady Alex says, bravo to all here who lost so much weight, as I only had 50 to lose. Don't sell yourself short, Lady Alex. 50 is a lot. I lost 50. I could never lose 50 before. It's a lot. So congratulations.
And there's no comparison. It doesn't.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? C. Shill, hello. Have you had any experience taking Tirzepatide with L-carnitine? I guess is the new way it will be prescribed. L-carnitine sounds like a vitamin I took at some point in my weight loss journey. Christopher's
I Googled
it
it because
on another screen.
I have seen the name. There's a lot of the compounding pharmacies that are testing. Essentially, there's two different strategies that compounding pharmacies are going after to avoid, or not to avoid, but to maintain the regulations that the FDA has around 503A pharmacies. So a 503A pharmacy being one who writes a prescription specifically for you and your needs, and can continue to compound even if the drug is in shortage. So B3, B6, you must be getting an L-carnitine, or maybe you're getting it through a med spa. I don't know. So there are a bunch of these additives that come in very, very small doses. Like I think ours from Mochi and Akita had 15 milligrams plus 1 milligram of niacinamide. Typically, those things are all for energy or muscle or something like that. We haven't taken any of that though, so I mean,
I'm sure I've taken L-carnitine in the past. There was another one that in the past that used to be touted as good for weight loss. If it's been touted as a weight loss drug or vitamin or supplement, I've probably taken it. I think L-carnitine might be an ingredient in some protein powders. You might look at your protein.
And I can tell you, if you're at a med spa and they're trying to sell you extra stuff, don't buy any extra stuff they're selling.
Well,
because it's very expensive, and you can get it cheaper somewhere else if you really need it.
I have a local friend at the gym who was getting her semaglutide, compounded semaglutide from a med spa, and I told her the Mochi prices, and the Mochi prices were cheaper. So,
and all the Eli Lilly and the Novo Nordisk research on these medications, there was no extra things added. They didn't add anything. I think the compounders now are just looking for a way to make their compounds different. So Eli they're trying
Lilly
to follow those. You may see some different dosages out there. You had asked about speed on Mochi.
First appointment October 29th. That's wow. Today's the 6th, right? Okay, so I put in an order. I think it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow that I've put in my order. So it's with the pharmacy now, is what they're telling me. So I'm waiting for the pharmacy to send me a notification that it's shipped, and just have to keep messaging them every day. So that's good that you got yours fast. A lot of people are having a problem getting the medication, and I know they're busy, and I know everybody is going to Mochi because a lot of these littler compounding and telehealth people just kind of rolled up and went away. So I send them a message every day. I go on, where's my stuff? I keep on them. Thanks, Dave, for becoming a member.
Yeah, I think we said that to Dave already. It's 129 viewers right now. It's 70 likes. If you could take one moment and hit that like and subscribe button, that would be awesome. Let's see.
If you
here.
drank all your water today, hit the like button.
Mackenzie
haven't drank
Sigramus says, my telehealth company changed my dosing amount used. Red Rock Pharmacy seems so confusing. So that goes
Yes.
back to the
Yes.
what I was saying is they're trying to maintain the ability to write you prescriptions and fill them. And one of the ways they do it is by dosage amount, and the other way
Different
is
dose.
by adding
Vitamins,
vitamins,
whatever.
minerals, whatever is specific to you. What I would tell you is you have to read everything right now because things are changing rapidly. They are communicating. It's just a lot.
Well, and I think what Mackenzie's saying here is the way they mixed it up changed at Red Rock from former pharmacy. So you really have to just read everything. You have to look at the dosage, make sure you're pulling the right number of units that corresponds with your medication amount. If you don't understand something, call them. I'm glad you're meeting with the doctor, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. When we first started with Mochi, we were getting our meds through Hallandale Pharmacy.
Don't go into all that dosage.
Florida,
it just confuse things more.
But they mixed it up in a bigger volume.
Yeah.
So in order for me to take a 12.5 milligram shot, I had to take 2 shots. When Mochi now does not do Hallandale anymore. They do Red Rock and Akita. So Red Rock and Akita mix it up in a smaller volume. So if you are doing a 12.5 or a 15, it's a smaller amount of liquid and it'll fit in one of the.
She's trying to do the math
things.
to get to 5 milligrams, basically.
Yeah, you can do the math, but you want to make sure you're doing it right. So check with the doctor, check with the pharmacy. Like I've messed with that a little bit. What was the last comment? I didn't read it.
That was the one where she said she wanted to do 5 milligrams.
Oh, yeah, to prevent copy. Yeah.
Lindy Lou, thanks for being a member. Hello,
hey,
Lindy Lou. Lady Alex says she's nervous about the long-term side effects.
Yeah, so that's a question I get is, aren't you worried about the long-term side effects? So they're very rare. There have been cases of gastroparesis where.
I mean, those are all short-term, though. Honestly, long-term side effects, to the best research we have, it goes back to liraglutide, semaglutide that have been around for 20 years, and diabetics have been taking this stuff consistently for a very, very long time. And we really haven't seen in research things to be nervous about. Now, it's not to say there can't be, because there have been issues with weight loss medication, certainly, and Barb, I know, is on here all about a lot of them. I can tell you, I was worried about that to begin with as well, and my concern was bigger for what were the very absolute certainty side effects of being 80 pounds overweight versus taking a peptide or a hormone. So I just, I made the choice, and I'm with it, and I'm all in.
What are the long-term side effects of obesity?
And honestly, then I read all the stuff that came with my blood pressure and my cholesterol medicine. Turns out there's all kinds of scary things on there too.
Right. So are we nervous about the long-term side effects? No. I mean, short answer is no. Lady Alex says, and I don't want to have these side effects forever either. So my main side effect is constipation. It's just something that I have to manage. It's a function of this medication. It slows down digestion, and that's just something I'm particularly prone to already. So it's definitely manageable. If I have to manage constipation to maintain my 50-pound weight loss forever, well, by golly, I'll be taking those fiber gummies every day forever too.
Oh, Dave from On the Pen says hello from O'Hare Airport. Hello, Dave.
Hey,
Dave's been out in Texas covering Obesity Week, so we should see a bunch of videos from him. He's been dropping videos as he goes. I know he took his mom and his sister, I think, to tag team it with him.
It's a big conference, Obesity Week. It's not just where a bunch of people sit around and eat snacks.
No, it's a medical. We've done a couple of videos about it as well.
It's a conference. You must be obese in order to come to this conference. No.
But yeah, Dave, your coverage has been awesome. So let's see here. Mark Clem, who's a member, says I've lost 100 plus 4 times in the past and always
Wow.
gained it back. I will stay on this medication for life. Mark Clem, you need to come on and chat with me and do an interview.
Yeah.
It would be fascinating. We would love to have you on.
Mark Clem is big on my Club Downsized
he's a
Facebook
member.
page. So if you're a member, you get to be in our secret Facebook page called Club Downsized. I don't let you in unless you're a member.
Yeah.
So don't try to get past me because I'll know. But if you want to do that, I also started a Facebook page.
I think I hear JoJo.
JoJo, called The Downsized, so you can follow The Downsized on Facebook. I also have another Facebook group called Tirzepatide Tips and Tricks, or it's actually, I shortened it to Tirs Tips and Tricks with the Downsized. I don't know. I just, I was just messing around. I didn't want anybody to take the name of the Downsized, so I kind of took it where I could. But yeah, good job, Mark. Yeah, staying on it for life. I probably will stay on it for life in some form or fashion. I would like to think I could get to a once a month dose, but I don't know. I think probably what will happen is in the next couple of years, like we're talking about, the new medications will come out. Hopefully they'll become more affordable. And then that will, if it was $25 a month for life, would you stay on it for life? Well, yeah, of course. So did we find JoJo?
Nope, but it's raining. So she's in a hole hiding somewhere.
I can't.
Oh, let's see here. Lily R says, hello.
Hello, Lily.
And Lily says, what does it take to qualify for Lily? Lily asks about Lily's meds. If we are at goal and want to maintain, will we qualify? So Eli Lilly, if you go to their website, it has a whole list of qualifications for their medications. That being said, they're recommendations. So your doctor has the latitude to write the prescription if they think it's medically necessary. So you're going to need to talk to your doctor.
Well, and this is where I think it's important to keep really good records, like keep a spreadsheet of your progress. If you have something like we have My Chart where we can go in and get printouts of our record of our visits with our doctor that shows the weight. So, if you need to move to another doctor and you say, oh, I want to go on Zepbound, but now I'm in maintenance, and here's a record of my weights for the, my weight loss for the past 2 years, and this is how I've maintained, and this is what I found works for me.
But it's one of the reasons you need to stay involved with your doctor. So now, most of the telehealth programs, Mochi's this way, if you have been with them the whole time, Mochi, Row, a bunch of them can write the branded product as well as the compounded product. And if they've been in, they know you're on maintenance, they will continue to write prescriptions and work with you.
Yeah.
Now, whether your insurance covers it, that's a whole different conversation, and you would need to have that conversation with them.
And initially we did not start with Mochi. We started with a different telehealth provider, and we were with them from October to February. And I don't know, got a bad feeling, had some bad customer service. I wanted to switch.
There was nothing wrong with them. It was just random.
They wouldn't answer my questions. So I felt like there was no person behind the website. So I switched, and that's what the first thing I asked the Mochi doctor was, I've lost 30 pounds, to this point from another telehealth company. Can I come in and still qualify for this? And we talked about it, and he's like, yeah, I think if they understand where you're coming from, and you can,
it's the history that matters. Is they want to know what's going on. They don't want, an obviously skinny person to walk in and go, I need me some of that medicine.
Yeah.
It's real
I need
serious
to lose 5
medicine.
pounds. Like, put me on Mounjaro. Like, it doesn't work that way. So. Crump 133, I have been heavy all my life. I gained most of my weight right after high school when PCOS kicked in, and about 12 years ago had a vertical sleeve
gastrectomy
and was able to lose 120 pounds. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 120 pound loss only got me down to 204. I've since gained 100 pounds back over the 12 years. So I'm looking for this to help me get down to a healthy weight. Wow, wow, wow. This is the exact medication for me.
You got it, girl. You can do it. Or I assume, girl. Oh, PCOS must be girl.
PCOS. I used to work with a guy whose last name was Crump. So when I see Crump, I think male, but I will try to switch that in my brain now. So thank you for letting us know that. Yep.
This is referring back to that prior conversation. Is it possible to stay on long term for maintaining weight? Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons Lily's doing all of that research. I mean, they want to be able to give the research to the insurance companies and the various, doctors to say, this is the way we believe you should do it. So it's absolutely.
Would one qualify if already at goal maintenance? I think if you could show that you lost weight on these medications, like I lost 5 pounds on 0.5, I lost, whatever. But if you're at a goal weight and you walk into a doctor's office and say, I want a Zepbound prescription, they're going to look at you and go, lady, you don't have any weight to lose. So if you can show history, I think is the important thing. Timothy Farrell says, how's your libido after losing all the weight?
Mine's pretty good, but the drugs and menopause some days, I don't know.
Yeah, I've had a lot going on in this past year. So I'm on a hormone patch and I also take a progesterone pill, and I don't sleep much because I wake up just kind of on fire. I don't know. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. Mel Bethel says, you guys are a great example of how to eat a balanced diet, including complex carbs. Yeah, there's no good food. There's no bad food. I like to eat. I like most foods. So I don't ever, and I did a lot of diets that said, oh, you can never eat this food again. So what do you want to do? You want to immediately eat that. Like, that's why I never like keto. Like I love bread. Like I love carbs. Like I don't want to live like that. I don't want to eliminate any foods from my life. And, also to that end, like no food is leaving the planet. So, just because you can't have, or maybe you're eliminating temporarily, junk food or ice cream or candy out of your life, it's going to be there later. Like it's not going away. Like you can still have it at some point in the future if you want to. Just maybe for now you're focusing on better choices.
If you watch any of the cooking videos, I talk about a lot because I do not eat diet foods. I do not eat keto foods. I do not eat any of those things that came from the infrastructure of selling crap.
He won't eat a protein bar. Nope, I love a protein bar.
Bars, don't eat protein powders.
I love protein powder. All the protein.
I just don't. Love it. That when I eat a carb, and we have minimized carbs dramatically. So, as we've talked about before, it used to be if we made pasta, I'd make the entire box of pasta. And today we had pasta and I measured 2 portions out and I cooked 2 portions. But I also, particularly with carbs and starches, look for the highest quality, best ones we can. So that was an Italian-made pasta. It was made with eggs. It was made with Italian wheat. So you automatically get a better thing. It automatically has protein in it from the egg and from the Durham wheat.
Now he won't eat like a protein pasta. No. Or a pasta made out of chickpeas. Like, don't come at him with that.
Nope, not going to do it. Or even like the coconut rice I made the other day. It was a real long grain rice that had real unsweetened coconut milk in it. And I added peas and carrots to it and a little bit of soy and just made a nice thing. And we only had 2 servings. I didn't, make an entire,
I tried to eat the leftovers for lunch. It'd been too long. I had to throw it away.
Yeah. Let's see, too many folks need extra supplements, especially for constipation, because they restrict all carbs. Now, I really, really firmly believe a varied diet is good for you. And it's, eat a little bit of fat here and there, eat a little bit of carbs, eat real foods.
Back in my Weight Watchers days, back when you had to count corn, like vegetables were 0 points, but some vegetables, starchy vegetables like peas and corn, I had to count the points. So Christopher would make corn for dinner, and I would get all upset because I'd be like, I have to count the point. The corn is like a point. I don't want to spend a point on corn. I'd rather spend a point on, anything else. And he's like, well, nobody ever got fat on corn. Nobody ever got fat eating corn. But
yeah, I mean, one of the joys of food that has never gone away, even on these medications, is you hit June, July, and fresh corn is out. And it is just so beautiful, just steamed or roasted. Doesn't need anything else on it. Just is so tasty and good. You can't tell me that point isn't worth every bit of it.
In-season vegetables are always like the way to go. I mean, hands down. So, we're lucky. We live in North Carolina, so we can get a lot of stuff from Florida and different places.
And North Carolina grows a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Lady Alex says she's going to bed. Been here with y'all. Let's see. Mary Beth Clark says some respond on lower doses also. No, absolutely. A lot of people respond on lower doses. These medications are an amazing mystery.
Everybody's different. Like, you really just have to experiment. That's why I keep like Christopher makes fun of me for my spreadsheet, but I keep a spreadsheet with like the date of my dose and the amount of the dose and my starting weight at the beginning of the week, my weight at the end of the week, total lost for the month, like shot location. We didn't talk about shot location at all today. I've only pretty much done around my stomach because it's stomach, back of your arm, or the top of your thigh. So I've never done arm. I've done, did we just go down?
No, I don't think so. No, we're still alive.
I've only kind of gone around my stomach, but sometimes I do the left side of my belly button, sometimes the right side. I saw a guy online say he did above his belly button and he got like his best results ever. So everybody is different. So some people report different side effects in different locations. But that's why I want to keep track of what you're doing so you can maybe see a pattern. Hola, new to the channel. I really appreciate all the info. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Did you click like? Did you click subscribe?
Yeah, so we're there's
120
or 139 people on right now.
Yep.
90 likes. We can get to 100. I always like to get to 100 if we can.
Yep.
Black Squirrel says moving from Wegovy to compounded from Mochi.
Oh, excellent.
And Elizabeth says, I also want to say thanks for your great content. When is the decision going to be made regarding still allowing compounded Tirzepatide? Excellent question. And thank you for watching the content. We're always trying to figure out new stuff. We've got a bunch of new ideas floating around out there. I will tell you, I think we're going to end up doing a Thanksgiving cooking event the Saturday before Thanksgiving. That'll be live from our house. And have a couple of viewers over here, and I'm going to cook.
I think you're answering a
chat. I'm answering the first part about the content.
Oh, all right.
I'm just, says the woman who wanders off. And there's a story about Tennessee and her brand new shoes.
I did get new shoes this week. It was very exciting.
So stay tuned for all that. There'll be some good stuff coming out then. Then the decision about Tirzepatide. So what the courts have said and what Lily said was, there would be some kind of response. I believe it's by the 21st to happen. Now, what that response is, we're not really sure. It could be we still need to investigate more. It could be the Tirzepatide is still in shortage. It could be Tirzepatide is not in shortage, in which case 503B pharmacies would have to stop compounding. Within 60 days of that. It could be, well, it is in shortage, but we've decided there's a new process and we're going to give 90 days for people to work through things. There's a lot of options. It could be, we don't know, but something should come out on or before the 21st.
I've asked Mochi, I've said, compounded Tirzepatide, are you going to be able to keep providing it? Oh yeah, it's fine. No worries. Don't worry. We will keep selling it to you. So, I don't know. I'll just keep reordering it until I can't. If I think they say to reorder it once you've taken your third shot, you might want to reorder it after you've taken your second shot, just because it seems to take them a little bit longer right now. Wouldn't hurt anything. Black Squirrel question: moving from Wegovy to compounded through Mochi from South End Pharmacy. I don't know South End Pharmacy.
They have a YouTube channel. There's a doctor that's pretty interesting. He talks about what they're doing.
So compounded pharmacies they have to, if they want to sell to a certain state, they have to get permission. So
They all don't sell to all
they
states.
all don't sell to all states. So depending on what state you live on is, I cannot talk, Christopher.
But here's the thing about compounding pharmacies.
Depends on where
Assuming
pharmacy
it's a
comes
state
from.
regulated pharmacy, South End is, it's a 503A or a 503B pharmacy, they should all be working from remarkably similar recipes, quote unquote, formulas
To mix it up.
So they should all be remarkably similar products because they
Mhm.
are all working to make an equivalent to Tirzepatide or to Semaglutide.
Mhm.
If you don't trust that they're state regulated and you don't trust that they're making a similar product, buy from somewhere else.
Yeah, so we've gotten medication from Hallandale Pharmacy, from Red Rock Pharmacy, and now from Akita Pharmacy. I think they've all worked pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say they're
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
the same? So, yeah. Look, you want to look into your compounding pharmacy and just make sure they're.
Yeah, I mean, we did a
doing
story
all
on
the
one
things.
out of California that was kind of hinky and wasn't sterile, and there was black floating things. If you
Yeah.
ever see anything in your vial that doesn't
Yeah.
look right, be careful.
Yeah, don't inject it. So yeah, always it's important to inspect your vial, make sure if it's a clear liquid, it's supposed to be a clear liquid. Somebody said theirs had red because it was compounded with a vitamin. So read all the instructions that come with your medication. And if it looks funny, like don't inject it, call the place and ask them questions.
All right, 2 more likes and we'll be at 100. Let's see
Lily
here.
says, have you both experienced any of the other benefits like reduced inflammation, brain fog, clearing, less depression, or anxiety? I cannot speak to the anxiety this week. Reduced inflammation, maybe. So I don't know. I was diagnosed with bursitis at one point when I was running a lot. I don't really seem to have that problem anymore. It's hard to measure inflammation. What would you say about that?
I mean, I've had a bad knee since first grade. I had surgery on it in first grade, so there are certainly some inflammation. There's certainly some inflammation that I have seen improvement in. Brain fog, I don't know. Sometimes I actually get a little brain fog after a shot and I'm kind of in a little bit of a daze.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of confusion out there around the difference between inflammation and just a lot of water weight, a lot of overhydration. Those aren't necessarily the same thing. They may or may not be, but either way, if it helps both, it doesn't matter.
I have I was diagnosed with rosacea, and that seemed to not be my skin didn't seem to be as red, after being on this medication.
I mean, the interesting thing I was noticing the other day is taking a shower. 81 pounds ago, I would get a lot of callousing on the soles of my feet, like heavily, that it'd have to be scraped off and just kind of gross. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Whether it's because I weigh less or the medication, I don't really know, but I don't really have the issue anymore. I don't know.
That's interesting. I mean, it's could be a skin condition that's cleared up. I don't know. At Lily R, I've experienced a complete drop in inflammation in my feet, legs, and face. This happened within the first 3 days. Anxiety is way, WIGH, down. I don't ruminate over things, less brain fog.
Good for you.
So that's good. It's anxiety and depression are funny things. So, and a lot of times I think, just the process of releasing this weight just can take so much, mentally, and you're not thinking about food all the time. I think I used to get anxiety just from the food noise. I was constantly thinking about food, worried about what I was going to eat next. Would I be able to find enough food? Worried about finding enough food. It's not like I'm living in a third world country. Like there's food everywhere I turn. So, I mean, from that point, yeah, definitely.
You asked if Dr. Michael Henry was a real doctor. He says yes. And educational leadership. That sounds cool.
Yay.
I lost 49 pounds on Zepbound, started on 10/31/23.
So about a year ago. Awesome.
So Michael, it sounds like you need to come on and do an interview with me on the Downsized Dish.
Yep.
That sounds like it would be an interesting conversation.
Send us an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org or Christopher
at
at thedownsized.org.
either one. We have very difficult email addresses to figure out.
No, we don't.
No, it was, yeah.
Oh, okay. What? We just got new ones, so yeah.
You just didn't want it before.
My gosh, we've had this YouTube channel since March, so we haven't been in business that long. At Lily, yep, 2, I'm in the midst of perimenopause. It's stubborn weight, and it's finally allowing the scale to move in the right direction. I'm 53 and didn't know what to do. Also on HRT patch. Yeah, so last year when I started compounded Tirzepatide, it's a miracle, yeah. I was in perimenopause, and I really think it
moved things along.
I had last period I've had was December. I haven't had another one since. My blood work showed postmenopausal. Like, I think a lot of people report increased fertility. I think it's doing a lot with inflammation. If you have PCOS, people report that it's helped them. But yeah, now I'm trying to. I have hot flashes, so I don't have on the pat. I don't know.
Heidi says hi from Germany in week 18. Have lost 21 kilograms. New BMI 28.8. Still on 7.5 milligrams. So happy to have quality of life again. My endocrinologist said I will probably always have to stay on the meds. So Heidi, let's give you some confetti.
Yay!
Hello, Heidi.
Nice to hear from you,
Germany.
Nice to see
you in Germany. It must be late there.
Is it ahead or behind?
Ahead. Yeah, at least 6-7 hours would be my guess. Jonna, who has also been on Downsized Dish, says hello, just got home, rewatched the beginning.
Hey, Jonna. Love your channel. The info is always spot on. Love hearing the North Carolina accents. What accent? What's she talking about, honey? I don't have no accent. From Philly, but I have a lot of family in Rocky Mount. Yep. So, I lived in Tennessee and got a real Southern accent when I lived in Tennessee. Christopher grew up in South Carolina. So, some things he says, you can really hear it. I guess if you're from...
Well, one side of my family is from Michigan and Ohio, so it mellows it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Cece says, so much for leaving the politics out. Can we please try to do that? Thank you. We do the best we can, Cece, but we are human beings and we do care just like you do about the election. We have our opinions, but we appreciate you watching.
Yeah, this isn't a political channel, but sometimes my political opinions slip out. Nancy says, ordering after second shot is good advice. I think so. That's what I've been doing. And if you can get a couple shots ahead, and sometimes in the vial, you might be able to get an extra shot out of it. It just depends on how they mix it up. So, pay attention to that. Yep. Oh, so blue. Hello from Texas. Thank you for the updates. You are welcome, Texas. Mel Bethel says South End Pharmacy seems to focus on bringing pharmacies together. The doctor's very technical, but is really an interesting channel. Oh, their channel.
Yeah, I've watched him. I sent him a note to see if we couldn't maybe get him on and do an interview with him.
The last podcast was about bud dates. So if you don't know what a bud date is, bud date is a best used by date. So that's the date, I guess, that your medicine, you should have used everything up in the vial by that date. So the vial I pulled out of today had a bud date of 10/31. I pulled the last remaining drops out of that sucker today. Have I used it past the bud date? Yes, I have.
If you used it today, that was best.
No, I have. I think if you were to go a months past, you might lose some effectiveness, or I don't know. Not a doctor. So, yeah. I started fasting for 3 days. Why? Why are you fasting for 3 days? Lost 8 pounds. Couldn't restart the fast. It was miserable. Now I can actually, in the past. Now I can actually eat. Have lost 15 pounds in 9 weeks and have energy to walk. So weights and lift weights, strength training. Yes. I like eating. I don't want to not eat. I don't, people talking about fasting and intermittent fasting. Why? Like, this works. Like, you don't have to do that. You just eat, and you eat protein and you lose weight. Like, the end. If intermittent fasting worked, I never would have come to this GLP-1. The shots cleared up my eczema. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of eczema too. I think, yeah, it's good for that.
Yvonne Gomez, not doctors, but you guys have experienced 7.5 is how many units?
It depends on your pharmacy.
Well, but so when we refer to the medication, we always refer to it in milligrams. And we refer to it the way that Eli Lilly or Novo Nordisk prescribes it. So they prescribe it in 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 7.5, 10, and so 12.5 and 15 milligrams. Every compounding pharmacy will mix it up a little bit different. So the concentration of the medicine in the fluid, in the backwater, will be slightly different. So without knowing which pharmacy you're using, it is impossible to say how much medicine is in a unit, which is the little line.
So, yeah. So you've got
syringe.
10 units, 20 units, all the way down to 100 units. I've now gotten refills from 3 different pharmacies. All 3 mixed it up different. So for a 15 milligram dose, it was a different number of units from every single pharmacy. So it's really, really important to read everything. Like, look for your dosing instructions. Sometimes it's on the box, sometimes it's on the vial, sometimes it's on, with Mochi, it's on the little Ziploc bag that they put the vial in, because their vials are teeny, teeny, tiny. But yeah, it's really important. So when we say 7.5, we're talking milligrams, not units. Units are going to vary based on your compounding pharmacy.
Yeah. So know your amount of medication you're taking, which is the milligram number. Mm-hmm. That makes it easier for everybody to have conversations. Joanne Wall Celentano.
Finally made it to Wonderland this week. Yay! This med is definitely a life changer. Christopher didn't know about Wonderland. So if you don't know about Wonderland, it's when you see the number 1 and then the rest of your weights, where maybe you saw a 3 or maybe you saw a 2, but now you see a 1 and yay, you're in Wonderland. So that's awesome. That's exciting. Moxie Roxy. Hi guys. Currently have been on 12.5, been on it for a month. The fatigue is no joke on the strength. Any suggestions on supplements for keeping the exhaustion at bay? I do take vitamin B12. Yeah, good idea with the vitamin B12. Again, I'm not a doctor. I take a multivitamin. I figure can't go wrong with that. I would also try adding some electrolytes to your water. Christopher is not a fan of that. I am a big fan of that. I
don't like salty Kool-Aid.
I just find I feel better. Like, when I go to work out, I'll take a pack of Element and I'll put it in my big giant water bottle, drink it all through class. I just feel like it, I don't know, it makes me feel better. So and if also when I really got fatigued in the beginning, now not on 12.5, I didn't have fatigue. That was kind of toward the end, but you take your shot on a day where you can rest, maybe that day or the day after. Make sure you're eating protein. I like to eat protein on shot day. Like, I eat my lunch, big protein lunch, take my shot. So at least 20, 30 grams of protein, and then do your shot. Make sure you're drinking enough water. It all goes together. Make sure you get enough sleep. A lot of people, I don't really sleep very well. So,
but if you haven't been to the doctor lately and you haven't had blood work done lately, blood work is a great insight. And a lot of times they can say, well, you might be vitamin D deficient, you're missing vitamin D, you're missing whatever.
Yeah, so.
Which is something we don't. So Lily R says, will the oral GLP-1 ever be as good as the shots? I wonder. Ever's a mighty long time, but I'm here to tell you.
Are you quoting Prince now?
I am quoting Prince.
That's my shtick. You're taking away my thing now.
I'm taking away your thing. So there are now, and I don't remember the exact number, 5 or 6, and I've got another report coming out on another one from AstraZeneca tomorrow that are coming. I mean, there's just so much cool stuff going on.
There is.
The AstraZeneca one, all the drugs are named after numbers, so it's really dense and a little difficult, but they've got a lot of stuff going on. I think eventually they will get to the effectiveness being remarkably similar.
Mm-hmm.
And some
Sounds
of the
good.
research that I have read says that you won't get the dips in the same way that you get with weekly shots.
The dips.
Right. So that, you take the shot, it's effective, goes down 3 days later, goes down 4 days later, goes down because you're taking it every day. So
Oh, the pill would be every day.
the pill
pills
would
are
be
every
the
day?
pill would be every day. So there's, I mean, we're getting a combination of marketing speak and medical research.
I hope so.
So
That'd be cool, just to take a pill every day instead of a shot. Sure.
I think we're
Who
still,
likes shots? No one likes shots.
we're still so much in the early days of these. There's a lot of research and work coming, and what this looks like
And all this
5 years
plastic,
from now.
all this plastic that takes to make this one pen. And what do you do with this? You throw it in the trash when you're done. You throw it in your sharps container and it goes to the landfill. Seems wasteful. But yeah. And it's hard to make too. So a lot of times the pen, the production of the injector is what holds up the production a lot of times.
Google Jobs says the opposite. It keeps me awake.
Oh, all right.
Dina Endajar, I've been using Gato Zero Electrolyte.
Gatorade, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
CVS.
I get it at CVS. They're
Yeah.
packets and low sodium. I mean,
Yeah.
the reality of all of this stuff is the original stuff was Gatorade, right? And if you go back and look at the whole story,
for the football team.
right? The University of Florida scientists developed it, which was basically salt and some other electrolytes.
Yeah.
So all of this is just adding cost, theoretically science on some of them, to it. Bliss,
I like the electrolytes. So
Bliss OM says, I'm so confused with units and milligrams. I was taking 3 milligrams, but which I thought equates to 3 units, but just ordered the 7.5 and the bottle is the same exact size as the lower dosage. Again, you've got to read.
The bottles look similar.
They
but
all
they
have
may
different
not be
concentrations of medication in the what's called backwater, the fluid in it. So you've got to read how they're mixed. Every compounding pharmacy will do it a little bit different. The one we're doing kind of does it like Lily does. So like these all have the same amount of fluid in them, regardless of the dose.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
Well, if the Akita all have the same amount of injection, regardless of the dose.
So the units are the number on your needle, and all the needles I've been given have all gone in increments of 10 up to 100
they make bigger
units.
ones though, so it's possible.
I've not seen them. I've been with 3 different farms. Anyway, most of them look like this. They go 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 100. And it should say on your medication, if you are taking a 7.5 milligram dose, it'll say for a 7.5 milligram dose, inject blank number of units. So the units correspond to the numbers on the needle. So if you have questions, reach out to your prescriber, reach out to your telehealth provider, reach out to your doctor, ask your pharmacist. Like, make sure you know what your dose is. You don't want to overdose yourself. You don't want to underdose yourself. You want to make sure you're getting the right amount of medicine that your doctor's prescribed.
But there is no standard. All the compounding pharmacies do it differently. And a lot of telehealth providers, based off of how much stuff's going on with them, may move you around among pharmacies, because we've gotten them from several different ones. And so you've got to read everything. Don't assume you know what you're doing.
The bottle I got from Hallandale Pharmacy, the vial was huge compared to the vial from Akita, which is tiny. You think, how am I going to get 4 weeks worth of medicine out of this tiny little thing? But it's just a different number of units. It's more concentrated, or
she says she orders from Empower. We haven't used Empower.
I've heard of Empower. Mm-hmm. I think electrolytes help in the bathroom department too. I think just water. Yeah, if you're putting electrolytes in your water, you're drinking a lot of water, and that is helpful for constipation. Heidi, what are your daily calorie targets? IDK, I don't want to know. I don't want to count a calorie. Probably, if I had to guess, we're probably eating 1,500 calories a day. I mean, if I'm really only eating 3 meals a day, sometimes only 2 meals a day because I forget about breakfast, 300 or 400 at lunch, 400 or 500 at dinner, couple hundred in the morning. What's that add up to? About 1,200,
Mhm.
1,300. According to my app, I think I can burn 1,400 calories is my basal metabolic rate. So that's the number of calories you can eat and maintain your weight. But I exercise too. So I don't know. I watch the scale. I weigh myself every day. I'm not losing. I'm not gaining. So if I'm maintaining, there's calorie calculators online. You can, I think we've got one linked on our
We do.
website at
I think
thedownsized.org.
TDE is linked on there.
You can plug in your age, your height, all your things, and it'll spit out a calorie target for you. I personally, I have counted points or something, and I just don't want to do it anymore. So if I can not do it, I'm not doing it, and I'm not doing it.
So Dina Andajar says, do you think Eli Lilly will ever do the 1 month shot for US on the month's supply? Not sure I understand, but I'm
Like
going
do
to
one shot a
assume you're
month?
talking about this.
Oh,
This is actually the British pen. So the
that's
one
Wegovy.
I'm sorry, I picked up
This
the
is
wrong
the
one.
wrong one.
This is the right one.
That's the
This
one
is-
from the UK.
This is the one from the UK, and it has a dial on it, and it allows you to take, there's actually 4 shots in this one, about 4.5, I think. So you can dial it to the appropriate dose. It's possible. I would assume that Eli Lilly will do anything possible to capture as much share as quickly as possible, which I also think eventually they'll release the vials at all sizes. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I could be wrong.
Probably not.
I think they will. To my knowledge, the factories that are being built are all built around this pen, and the vials they're all outsourcing to. There's a lot of vial factories out there that they can
Yeah.
use. It's possible, but who knows? I mean, I'm all for as many different options as possible. So, Yvonne Gomez. Oh,
you.
and
It's-
Dina says yes, that's the one.
Red Rock 7.5. Yeah. So my Red Rock dose was a lot smaller than my Hallandale dose. Again, yeah, just read and make sure you know what you're injecting.
Yvonne says she loves me. Thanks, Yvonne.
LOL. Must have been when you were doing your Prince impersonation.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Who doesn't love Prince? Come on.
I mean, right? That's us. Velocity Institute. What are you doing? That's the wrong thing. Wrong. What? We're not the
What are you wearing?
Velocity Institute.
Oh,
that's our other business.
The whole time. Who knew?
Has it?
It has, yeah.
I guess we hadn't noticed. So our other business is called the Velocity Institute. You can look it up on YouTube if you care to. No one looks at it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So yeah. What's happening? What is
moving things around. One moment, please.
Why are you doing that?
I'll fix it.
Oh, you're going to change the Velocity Institute?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can.
Edit, name, and it doesn't matter now. We've been on almost 2 hours. I think we're probably going to change here. We're probably going to stop here in a minute.
We are. There we go. Fixed.
The Downsized. Visit our website at thedownsized.org. You can also, what can they also do? You can email me if you want to be on the Downsized dish at Laraine at thedownsized.
Oh, here we go. Mary Beth Clark.
My medication comes now I have to look over here to read
I'll move it.
My medication comes pre-drawn. One time I got TB. What's TB syringes?
Not
which
sure.
is thinner than the insulin syringe. Oh, and it's measured in cars? I think that must be a typo. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know about.
I would say you're probably going to a med spa if I had to guess, and they're giving it to you that way.
Here we are. Okay. Yeah, I've always gotten this exact same syringe from all 3 pharmacies. So I don't know if this is just the standard. Someone mentioned when I was having a fit about taking 2 shots to equal the 12.5 that I could get a different syringe, and I ordered one off Amazon. And I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was just like, I'm being a big baby. I'll just take the 2 shots. So I'm not familiar with the different needles and things. Hi, does protein really facilitate the weight loss, or is it recommended to eat protein to minimize muscle loss?
I'm not a
I don't
doctor.
know.
I don't think it facilitates
think-
the weight loss.
I think it helps keep you fuller longer than carbohydrate. So it helps toward that end. And also it does help to minimize muscle loss. When you lose weight, you are going to lose some muscle. That's with any diet, Weight Watchers or GLP-1 or whatever. So if you can minimize muscle loss, you can try to do that by eating protein, by lifting weights. Does it work? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. That's what I hear through the grapevine. My scale app that's on my phone tells me that I did indeed lose muscle, but I still have a good bit of muscle. So you want to keep muscle. Muscle burns more calories than fat when you're just laying around sitting in a chair. So you want to keep that muscle.
Yeah.
Then you can eat more.
And there is some science, and I've read a bunch of research on it. Your body naturally produces GLP-1s, or most people it does. The problem with those natural GLP-1s is they have a very short shelf life. They only last 5, 10, 15, I don't remember them, but not very long.
Minutes, hours?
Yeah, minutes, no minutes.
Okay.
So the whole thing with the scientists, and we did a story about the lady from Novo Nordisk, was they figured out a way to create something that mimics the GLP-1. So theoretically, protein will release more natural GLP-1s than sugar.
Well,
theoretically.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor or a scientist or a pharmacist or an attorney or an insurance agent or
I mean, and really, if you think about it, any diet you've ever been on, probably protein has been the focus, unless you're a vegetarian. And then, well, maybe it's still protein, but maybe it's not animal protein. Maybe it's a different form.
So Crump133, do you think, who's a member, thank you, do you think Eli Lilly will adjust cost or open up vials for higher doses and a reduced price now that they've reported their quarterly earnings missed the mark? So let's talk about quarterly earnings for a second.
They didn't have enough supply to meet their demand.
Yeah, I mean, they
missed
missed the mark that the stock market analyst had set and that they claimed, which was billions and I think they missed about 800 million or something like that.
Yeah.
However, they were still wildly profitable.
Wildly
profitable. Yeah. I think they're okay. So let's not feel bad for Eli Lilly. Do I think they'll release the vials? Yes, I do think they'll release them at higher doses sooner or later. Do I think they're going to do it right now? No, I think they're too focused on going after the FDA and after compounding. And I think they've got they want to protect their patents, and they're very focused on all of that. If they released the vials, they could stop and lowered the price, they could stop compounding almost immediately. I don't know if the compounders could get the price below it. They could also be more profitable because they're selling those vials through Lilly Direct. So they bypass the PBMs. So that 74% that's being paid out to PBMs is no longer there. So they can actually make more money by selling vials than by selling to CVS or whoever. So I think it'll come. I also think they have a tremendous hunger, like everybody else in this market, to capture share, to have as many users as possible, as quickly as possible, because they feel like brand loyalty will keep them going as long, and they want to own the universe. I mean, it just,
and we can speculate about
I don't really know
things all the time. I used to get really upset when they talked about compounding's going away and Eli Lilly is going to sue all of the people, and I just can't. I don't want to speculate about it. I don't want to think about it, honestly, because I've lost 50 pounds on this. And if this goes away, then I'm going to have to figure out something else. So I'm just going to do what I'm doing today. If I cannot do that any longer, then I will find something else. So I don't like to speculate.
Oh, okay. I've never seen this guy before.
What are you talking about?
Mary Cobb Bloomer.
You have a twin. Oh, is that?
I just looked him up. I've never heard of him. Sure, why not?
I can see it. Bald guy, glasses. People used to tell him he looked like Tom Arnold.
Yeah,
especially when he was heavier.
I signed an autograph once in New York on Times Square as Tom Arnold.
Somebody on a cruise thought you were Tom Arnold too one time, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
people just say to me, "Oh, you look so familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?" Like seriously, if I had $1 for every time somebody said you look so familiar, I'd have a lot of dollars.
All right, we have 190. It just jumped from 142 to 119. So people are tired of us.
I'm tired of us. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up.
117 likes. So if you haven't already liked, please like. And then let's kick through a couple of things. So please make sure you like and subscribe.
Please do.
Let me go turn that off. And then if you would like to be on, you can come on and either talk to Laraine or myself and do a Downsized Dish interview. We'd love to have you do an interview. We try and do them every week. I think we've only missed 1 week. And it's great fun. So we can kind of talk through your journey and where you are and whether you just started or you're well on the path. It doesn't matter. Everything's good. You can also join us next week for Downsized Live at 7 on Wednesday. And they're probably going to stay on Wednesday through the end of the year, with the exception of probably Thanksgiving week. But I'll announce it every
Because
Monday.
we'll be cooking Wednesday.
Yeah.
When are we going to do Thanksgiving week? Tuesday?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Or Saturday. I don't know. We're traveling and going to see family and stuff.
Make
as
sure
well.
you subscribe and click the bell for notifications. So if we randomly decide to go live on a Tuesday, you'll get an email. And if you're on YouTube,
I usually try to
to
announce it a couple of days out. Usually on Mondays, I'll put out wherever it is on the week.
Yeah.
Then if you haven't already, visit our website, thedownsized.org. Make sure to sign up for the email address.
Oh yeah.
We do know the email list. We haven't sent one out yet, but there's some coming. We do know that
What do we know?
TikTok and Facebook and a bunch of shut down groups and stopped conversations. So we want to make sure we can stay in contact with you. And I'm thinking I will send out a coupon for Black Friday for Downsized swag. If you haven't checked out the Downsized swag, go check that out. Lots of fun stuff.
Yeah. Is that on the downsized.org?
It is on the downsized.org.
Yeah. So we have t-shirts and hats, and
it's also on the YouTube channel. If you look down, if you hit the store there's a downsized.org. So
yeah,
lots of fun stuff.
I thought you were going to talk about the cruise we were talking about.
And we're talking about a cruise for next year. We did
maybe in the summer.
Yeah,
like June-ish.
Probably one of the edge seasons, probably earlier. I would like to do it when there's not 72,000 kids and when it's not too hot. So maybe early June.
So we love cruises. We've been on a couple this year. We've got a couple coming up in the future, and people have asked us, what do you eat on a cruise? How do you keep from eating all the buffet food? Like, how do I do this? And so we made some videos. You guys can go back and watch if you're interested. And if you are interested in going on a cruise, possibly with us, possibly this summer.
Yeah, we'll do meet and greets and have some swag. Maybe we can get some other YouTubers to join us. Who knows?
We're
early in the process.
Yeah,
we did a
so join the email list so you can get on those details.
We did a poll and asked of the major lines which one would people like to go on in the winter by a landslide. Was Royal Caribbean, probably out of Florida would be my guess, but
probably out of
we'll pursue that
or Miami.
Let's see a little bit. Let's see. Oh, Jasmine Moore, how have your kids responded to your weight loss? They're excited for us. I mean, they're as supportive as young adult teenagers can be.
It's funny. They're 18 and 20, and my daughter said, "Well, Mom, we never thought you were overweight to start with." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's sweet." So, but yeah, I think my younger daughter says I'm in my skinny era.
Yeah.
So it's they're very, very supportive.
So Mary Beth Clark, you say Lily Direct denied you. So your doctor can send a prescription to Lily Direct. So you must have worked through Lily Direct's telehealth. If your doctor sends a prescription, they'll just fill it. They don't go back and quiz your doctor.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah.
Anyway, so that is about us for today. Make sure to join us next week. And then we've got an interview coming out tomorrow with a young lady from, I don't even remember where. Who did you interview?
Alicia?
Oh, Kofia. No, Kofia.
Oh, yeah. She's she has a lot of things going on. Very interesting,
Yep.
very interesting lady. So yeah, check that out. I think she is just in the beginning of her
Yep.
journey. So yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of people I've talked to on the Downsized Dish. So if you don't see anybody that looks like you, maybe you should come on the Downsized Dish and talk with me. So send me an email, Laraine@thedownsized.org.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris for Durham.
That's us
Stick
for
a fork in
today.
us. We're done. Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.